Koumei is a weird one. Let's talk about it. By now you probably heard people say she's fantastic, level cap viable and a steel path destroyer. You also probably heard that she sucks, is F tier and nicknamed Cope-Mei. But for me, she's a little in between. Of course, she can apply status effects onto the enemy, but that only works if they're caught in her threads. Meaning you have to have some situational awareness, and you know how Warframe players are, right? Some of us have the awareness level of a sloth, or just don't care and want to see giant explosions everywhere. But therein lies the fact that I actually enjoy her. While yes, you need to have some form of immense situational awareness to use her when it comes to her 1 and 4, her 3 is kinda alright at best to heal you, and her 2 is literally sidequest HQ to get Duviri degrees. But she has a charm to her, and somehow manages to make me smile when I play her. So how about we go over her abilities, how to get her, and how I modded her the way that I do. Stay with me. But first, this video is sponsored by myself. I like to grind, crack relics and see if I can find another full set to either sell or to give away. Now these giveaways happen pretty often, and I announce them in my Discord and on Twitter. Screw you Elon, it'll always be Twitter. So join the Discord and follow my Twitter, links down below. Who knows, you might win an Oberon, Revenant, Lex or Cobra and Crane Prime. Now let's get on with the build. You can get Koumei from a special event at Saya on Cetus, or use the node in your navigation. It's a simple defense mission to get a charm, then place that charm on an altar. Pretty straightforward. So first, we have Koumei. You spin fine threads of random status effects to sort of prime the enemy. When you roll 666s, you weave what I like to call omni threads. These can apply every status effect that you can put on the enemy. Next is Omikuji, the gambling ability. Once casted, you have a mini side quest objective to do to obtain a Duviri degree. You can hold the ability to reject it at the cost of a cooldown increase. Actually, the cooldown goes up even if you complete the challenge. But if you roll 666s, it will auto-complete for you. The full list of obtainable degrees will be linked in the description down below, and we're also gonna subsume this ability. With Omamori, you're able to heal yourself instead of taking damage. There's a 50% block chance and your heal is dependent on your ability strength, with 100 ability strength being 1x, 150 strength being 1.5x, and so on and so on. And what's a Threadweaver without a puppeteer ability, which is exactly what Banraku is about. You dangle the enemy like a puppet, giving crowd control and applying status effects on the enemy. If you roll 666s, Banraku will, instead of going out in a cone, roughly around 160 degrees, it will go out in 360 degrees around you, applying every status effect, much like Koumei. Oh, and her passive gives a random status effects to one of your weapons. Yay? As I mentioned earlier, she applies a lot of status effects, so we're gonna heavily invest in that with Archon mods. With Archon Stretch and Augur Reach, we have our range sorted. Archon Vitality and Adaptation for our survivability, Archon Continuity and Archon Flow for more energy and duration, Corrosive Projection and Prime Sure-Footed for a bit less enemy armor and not having to worry about falling flat on our ass, Precision Intensify and Viral Tempest for Banraku damage, and for more viral on the enemy with Tempest Barrage, our subsume skill for her second ability, and Arcane Energize with Mold Reconstruct to keep us spamming our abilities and to heal us for 6 health per energy spent. And seeing as how we're spamming our abilities, we should be fine on that department. For the Archon shards, they're optional, but I've gone for 2 yellow, 2 green and a violet shard. When all things are put together, the build looks something like this. Because Koumei can trigger most elements, I opted to use a lot of Archon mods. It made sense for me personally. You're free to mod her however you see fit. I'm just showing you what I like for a casual 1-hour survival. As I said in the beginning of the video, she's a weird one. People either like her or hate her. But she's also an early game frame, considering you can farm her once you unlock Cetus, and have done the quest Once Awake and Saya's Vigil. And with that, Koumei brings a smile to my face when I play her. Her sound design is pretty cool, and once you get the hang of her abilities, pun intended, she's pretty great. So like if you found it helpful, sub for more Warframe content, join the live streams here or on Twitch, and remember to stay healthy, stay hydrated and stay frosty.